Hi, this is Anne Marie Curie-Layson with the Virginia Piedmont Heritage Area, and I am standing here at Maidstone, also historically known as Flowery's Ordinary in Rectortown, Virginia. Now, as I mentioned, George Washington is going to come to this area. He's going to become very familiar with what we call the Heritage Area, and that time was kind of the western portion of the Fairfax Proprietary Grant. And he's going to not only become familiar with some of the territory out west and in the Blue Ridge and in the Shenandoah, but he's also going to become very accustomed to how to get from point A to point B, notably when he's traveling from port towns like Fredericksburg and Alexandria, from the Fairfax House at Belvoir, from his own estate at Mount Vernon, to get out west to Winchester and to places beyond. And to take advantage of the landscape is also to take advantage of the ordinaries that are going to be placed, every so often, usually every 20 miles or so along major routes from east to west. And of course, Maidstone, and you can see the original core of the house here. Maidstone is an excellent example of this, where is a place where you can go and you're going to get a night's stay and a meal at a regular or ordinary rate. And George is going to learn that not all accommodations are created equal at this time. There are certain times where he's going to be staying at a private residence overnight and other times at an ordinary. Notably in 1748, when he is doing surveying up near modern-day Berryville, he and the crew are staying with a man, Isaac Pennington, who owned the original tract that became the town of Berryville. And it's just this private man's home, and so he had set up accommodations for a young 16-year-old George Washington and the others. George at this time confesses that he's not much of a woodsman. He's maybe a suburbanite compared to some of the other more experienced surveyors on the team. And in his naivete, he disrobes. He confesses that he took off his clothes to get ready for bed, only to discover that the bed was a pile of matted straw with a threadbare blanket on top and a double weight of vermin, so lice or fleas on top of it. And he was much chagrined because afterwards he learned the very important method of staying clothed until you know what the bedding looks like. And so while an ordinary may not always be the most cushy, you at least would have a better idea maybe of your accommodations. Fortunately for George, he writes, the next night after staying at Isaac Pennington's, they were in Winchester, Fredericktown, where there was wine, rum punch, and most importantly, a feather bed. So join us at the next stop as we keep exploring places where George Washington slept here.